Okay, I'm at the entrance to a cave. I don't see any nameplate. I have no idea what the name of this cave is. I forgot to bring my map today, so oh well. We'll just call it the Mystery Cave. Looks like a nice big cave. Maybe a 4-foot ceiling, 15 feet wide. You look at the floor though. Got some ice here. Got some ice there still. Got some ice over there. Even got some ice over there on the dirt. So I'm gonna be careful, watch my step. Notice the color. Wow. This is a neat little cave. Ceiling's a little bit rough, got some protrusions, so I'll definitely have to watch my head. Details. Alright, whatever. But I did bring, I don't know how big this cave is, so I'll just have to be surprised. It's cool, there's several entrances. Let me get to this intersection here very carefully. So look at this. There's like ice all over the floor over there. It's obviously melting though, but still some ice left. Oh wow. So there's a tight little entrance there. Glad I found the easy entrance first. Let me turn around and look back so I don't get lost. All right, there's the way I came in, so presumably that's the way out, or a way out. Some of these caves have multiple entrances. There's some more ice on the floor, in addition to sand and rock, of course. I notice on the wall here where it's low, it's kind of smooth. And then on the ceiling, holy cow. Watch your head. Cool little circles though, besides just the sharp points. And that's just over there. And then look, over here is smooth. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna very carefully climb through here. See, there's a way through here, but there's ice. Oh boy. I didn't know there was gonna be this much ice this late in the year. All right, then. Look at that. It's a nice clear icicle. It's like not white at all. It's just clear, which means like no air bubbles. Kind of cool. Wow. Okay, but I need to very carefully climb across this ice floor so I can get through. Holy cow, I see big icicles ahead. Nice. Glad I bumped the ceiling on accident. Okay. Oh wow, hold on a second. Before I go through the cave to the left, let me climb up here to the right. So there's ice on the floor here. Nice, not just a smooth ice glaze, a couple small formations. Ooh, ah. And then look at this big one here. I saw that from afar. I didn't think I'd get this close to it, but it's just water dripping from the bottom. So it's warm outside. It's early morning. It's like 8 a.m. and it's already like 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's lots of, it's nice and warm in here too. Obviously above freezing. So it looks like I made it just in time to enjoy the view. Man, if I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna buy a snow plow. Gonna come up here in the winter. That'd be awesome. All right. So let me get one view back up there. And then there's the view back towards the entrance I came in. That's why I'm going back out, because I have my water bottle out there. All right, now here's the funny part. It's nice and wide here, but I was gonna keep to the right, but it's obviously taller to the left. So I'm gonna be lazy and go left. I'm sure you don't mind. Wow, this is almost an ice column. It's almost touching, like 1 inch from touching. And it's so skinny at the top. Wow. I'm gonna get closer. Man, I'm almost wondering if my breath would accidentally knock it over. Like, oh weird, from this side it's wider. So it's blade shaped, it's flat. Okay, now if I can get it in focus. Come on, focus, you fool. It's trying to focus on the wall beyond. I'm only shooting f over 4.0, so I have decent low light performance, but obviously the trade-off is I have to choose between the foreground and the background, or the autofocus is gonna choose for me. All right, let me go around here. Man, look at those icicles up there. You know, I almost went just home today, but I decided, no, I don't want to miss my chance. So this is going to be fun. Possibly a little bit too fun. But whatever. But yeah, I'm only going to stay here a few hours because I have to work tomorrow. That's one thing. If I won the lottery, I'd probably just stay here until I finish all the caves. That should only take me a week. That's funny. I saw that little gray rock hanging through the ceiling. I thought it was a bat. It was just a rock. The bat wouldn't stick out of a crack like that anyway. But anyway, man, look at this. It's mostly flat here, but right in the middle, it's got a couple little stalagmites, depending on how you count. But yeah, look at this. This is awesome. This is like the biggest ice formation I've seen today. Okay, this is the first cave I'm doing today, so duh. But still, you get the idea. All right. Okay, so as long as I'm here, let me get a view of that tiny icicle there. Seriously, like the world's skinniest icicle. It's really impressive. And then over here, oh wow, looking ahead, I can see even more around the corner. Holy cow, this is really, really cool. But it's not just the ice. Let me get up closer. Hold on, I have to be careful. There's ice on the floor too, so I have to be careful not to slip. But look at the ceiling here. There's, see that dark stuff? That's mineral formations. So yeah, even in the summer, this cave would be a really neat cave. Let's see, this is May, early May. This cave is open year round, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It would be extremely difficult to get here in the winter. I think they allow snowmobiles though. That'd be kind of fun. That's what I need, a snowmobile. All right. I wonder how much it costs to buy one. All right. Well, anyway. Oops. Oh, I see. I got my camera on the wrong mode. There we go. It kept panning up and down. I like the mode where it keeps it horizontal unless I manually move it up and down. It's smarter than I am, apparently. Now, here's the problem. I want to get more angle views of that, but look at this. There's ice glaze all over the floor here. So, for safety reasons... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to go through the middle here. I can do this. I see some sand I could step on. Plus, it's above freezing, so this ice is almost melted anyway. That can make it slippery, but it can also make it doable. Wow. This is really impressive. It's one of my favorite quotes from Star Wars. Darth Vader says, impressive. Most impressive. Of course, he was referring to a weapon, I think, but whatever. All right. Anyway, let's see if I can go back this way. You know, it's a coincidence. I read a behind-the-scenes thing here about Star Wars. They say the reason that Luke Skywalker had a green lightsaber is they were filming an outdoor scene as there was a blue sky. If you had a blue lightsaber, you wouldn't be able to see it as well. So they just made it green so you could see it better. Not quite as romantic as you might think, huh? All right, well, anyway. Oh, I think I could fit through here. Look at all the snow at the entrance. It's really warm outside, but the elevation here is really high. So they got a lot of snow last winter. They had a really cold, wet winter last winter. So yeah, the snow is lasting a while. So even getting here without a four-wheel drive would be kind of tricky. All right, I'm not going to bother to go out. You can see there's ice and snow all over the entrance there. Very tricky. I could do it, but I don't care. Anyway, notice the somewhat arch shape to the ceiling. Oops, I turned up the light a bit. All right, there's 25% brightness. That should be enough for this cave. Nice small cave. What's weird is this is my second day caving in this area. I've only seen one bat so far. Kind of cool. All right, now I'm standing up here so you can see how there's that cool ice formation and the floor is almost entirely covered in ice next to it. Nice. Now if I turn around here, there's more ice here on the left and then the right. It's gonna stay right. Notice here the floor is rough rock and over there it's sand. But I do want to show that ice, so I'm just gonna go straight to the ice, even though it's gonna stay to the right. I reserve the right to change my mind, especially if the old mind sucked. Just like that other one, see how there's a nice big ice formation? Whoa, look at the shape of this one. That's like a corkscrew. I don't think I've ever seen an ice formation shaped like a corkscrew. There must be something about the airflow here. That is really neat. But yeah, I was gonna say, and then there's a glaze of ice on the floor. Notice you could argue this is one big formation, but it obviously started out as a few small ones and they grew bigger and bigger, touched together. But notice they're all coming from a crack in the ceiling. So the moisture comes through the crack and then it freezes. We're not that far underground, I don't think. Like maybe less than 6 feet underground. Yeah. This is definitely not post office cave. All right, here we go. So even here, small ice formation. Oh, weird, there's already some footprints over here. Wonder who else is over here in the winter. Because usually in the winter when the cave freezes, the moisture in the ground freezes, the sand freezes. So it causes the ground to get fresh. I mean, it looks flat. It erases footprints. Wow. This is a good one. Final answer. Look at this here. Look how shiny that glaze is over there. Wow. Oh, looks like I'm almost to the end of the cave though. It's perfect timing. If I pan right, you can see there's two different formations. One on the left, one on the right. At least, depending on how you count. I mean, it's like if you have a pair of one-way streets, is it really one street or two streets? But whatever. Sometimes semantics is kind of pointless. It's like, if you have the same name, I guess it's the same street. You give them two different names, it's the same street, different street. Wow. This is what I call a good one. Notice back there, the pile of sand. That could have been from coming from above. Oh wow, there's almost like a puddle of water. Man, I don't think I could safely get over here to look. I don't want to accidentally damage this formation. But yeah, there's ice up there, there's water dripping, so there might actually be a big puddle of water up there. Yeah, wow. Well, since I'm so close to the formation, might as well inspect it, get it in focus. Wow. Notice how it's mostly clear ice. It's not as white as other ones. Especially at the bottom. Man, that's almost optical quality right there. It'd be funny if somebody tried to steal it. It's like, yeah, man, I need an icicle. This is my icicle. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's definitely an ice glaze back there. The cave dead ends. This is an end for real. But I don't know if you can see very well in the camera, but the ice here is covered with liquid water. So it's very slippery. It's lubricated. So I'm not even going to try to go any farther. I'm going to turn around to go back the way I came. Notice over here where the wall and the floor come together. It's almost like a little ridge. Like they peeled apart or something. I'm not sure what that's called. Sometimes it bends over and they call it a scroll. But this one didn't bend over, so it must be called something else. Wow, this cave is cool. Most of the caves around here are really small, but you know, I still like to check them out anyway. I think this is the way out. I came around the other side because I want to be close to the formation. Plus I want to keep right to go counterclockwise. Wow. Oh wow, you can see my breath. I'm a dragon. All right. That's a funny song, actually. If you get bored, you should listen to Dragoning Your Wagon by Song Drops. It's kind of a kid's nursery rhyme. It's kind of funny. It's just sort of a tongue twister. Something to do. It's not like anybody's going to listen to a song about particle physics. Like the LHC rap by Kate McAlpine. Alpine Cat, over and out. Alright. Wonder what she's doing now. Be interesting to look up. Okay, so now I get to crawl through here. Oh, wow. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that, but you see in the ice, there's sort of a puddle because there's water dripping from above. But, yeah. So now to get out of here, I need to either crawl through there, which I don't really feel like doing, or I climb over the top. That's how I came in. Either way, I have to be a little bit careful of the ice and so on. But I think going over the top will be easiest. At least this way I got room. It's more head clearance here. Oh wow, look at this. Here's a really, really, really tiny ice stalagmite. It's like a child-sized formation. Isn't that cute? All right. Wow, it's sunny outside. It's partially cloudy. It's like 10% cloudy, so it's nice and bright. But here's that spot where I showed you the ceiling's really, really rough. Kind of like Shark's Mouth Cave at Lava Beds. That one, yeah, it's not officially a tourist cave, but it's easy to find if you look. Top secret. It's kind of cool when it hangs down and it's kind of flat. Shaped kind of like a blade. Oops, see if I can get the camera to focus. There we are. I have a spot focus, so I can hopefully get it to focus on what I really want it to. Like I said, my next camera, I'll try to get one with even better low light performance, so I can shoot at like f/7 or f/8 and really get some depth of focus. I already do that when shooting train videos usually, but it's less light in the cave. Not quite as bright. Okay, well, I have no idea what the name of this cave is, but there's the mystery cave.